Ruben Amorim press conference HamMan United injury latest and Cunha update ahead of West HamMan United face West Ham in the Premier League on Thursday and Ruben Amorim is due to speak to the media on Wednesday to preview the game. Ruben Amorim is due to speak to the media on Wednesday ahead of Manchester United's Premier League clash with West Ham at Old Trafford. Amorim will offer an update on the fitness of Cunha with the Brazilian back in training and expected to be available to face the Hammers. There could also be updates on Harry Maguire and Benjamin Sesko. United's head coach might also provide more clarity on his trio of players likely to depart for the Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON. Nasser Mazraoui, Ahmad and Bryan Mbeumo are all set to be involved in the tournament. Players must be released for the tournament by December 15th, but United face Bournemouth that night and it is unclear whether Mazraoui, Ahmad and Mbeumo can feature in that Old Trafford fixture. Amorim is due to speak to the media from 1:30 p.m. Ruben Amorim has told Lenu Yoro to stop beating himself up over mistakes, and revealed he had pulled the young centre-back aside after he showed his frustration in Manchester United's win at Crystal Palace on Sunday. Yoro conceded the penalty which allowed Jean-Philippe Mateta to open the scoring at Selhurst Park, before goals from Joshua Zirkzee and Mason Mount saw United side roar back in the second half. Amorim took Yoro off during the celebrations for the equaliser, with Nasser Mazraoui already stripped and ready to come on. The 20-year-old showed his frustration as he was withdrawn and needed an arm around the shoulder from Mason Mount at full time. That gesture was praised by Amorim, who revealed he had spoken to Yoro about his reaction to mistakes and also used this week to show him clips of positive elements from his performance at Selhurst Park to try and rebuild his confidence. He can do a lot of things better, like other players. When you see a very good game of Diogo, he can show he has the quality, but sometimes he drops a little bit. He's really powerful, he's good on set pieces, he can play both sides. To have that ability of playing both sides that can help you to think about the squad. He's a very important player for us, but he needs to improve like another player. Amorim on Shea Lacey. Try to explain every day how to play. If you're comfortable and don't have any doubts when you are playing, that will help the kids. Then to work the physicality, the speed of the pressure. The moments to have the ball and pass the ball is completely different to U21s. He'll have the chance, I don't know, but he's ready to play. Amorim on Yoro after his mistake at Palace. It's really important. I also spoke with him because he thinks too much. He makes a mistake and then he struggles. He wants to do everything so well. He's growing, with games and with setbacks. It's not easy for him as a young guy. He cannot show that to the people the way he came to the bench. He knows that. It shows he cares. He knows it wasn't his best game. Amorim on Cunha. He has more levels to go. He's at a different club, different pressure. He was struggling because he was not scoring. He was thinking too much about the numbers, but the influence he has in the team is important to us. Amorim on injuries. Amorim confirms Benjamin Sesko and Harry Maguire remain out, but Cunha is back. The United boss also says that two other members of his squad are doubts for the contest but didn't name them and will make a late call on their inclusion for the game against the Hammers. Cunha, back in training. The Brazilian has been missing for the past few weeks with injury but has returned to training. That is a huge boost for United given striker Benjamin Sesko is also sidelined. Amorim will provide a more detailed update on the fitness of his squad shortly. Cunha hasn't featured since the draw with Spurs ahead of the international break. Amorim updates. The United boss will be speaking just about now to the journalists in the room at Carrington. As ever, the press conference runs to a 15-minute embargo, meaning we will be able to bring you the live quotes from 1:30 p.m. So stay tuned. Huge chance. This week presents a relatively unique experience for Manchester United, who for the first time since the end of August have a midweek game and a short turnaround between fixtures. The embarrassing Carabao Cup exit to Grimsby further cleared an already quiet schedule for a team not in Europe this year, and United have benefited from the lack of midweek games to drill down into Ruben Amorim's plans on the training pitches at Carrington. They have played only 14 games this season, compared to the 20 contested by Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea and Newcastle. A gap of just 4 days between Sunday's win at Crystal Palace and Thursday's Old Trafford date with West Ham is unusual for a team that has become accustomed to the pattern of long lead-ins to games. They have had at least 6 days to prepare for every match since the start of September. Significant success. There was a nod to his teammates from Luke Shaw at Carrington on Tuesday as he was presented with a commemorative framed shirt to celebrate his 300th appearance for Manchester United, a milestone he might have never expected to reach during his lower moments at Old Trafford. Shaw's United career has often been one of survival. From spells where he has looked one of the best in the world in his position, to times when injuries have repeatedly struck him down and left him frustrated on the sidelines and a source of criticism from the stands. The 30-year-old has started every Premier League game this season and has developed into a senior statesman in this squad. He was presented with the shirt by Director of Football Jason Wilcox and Head Coach Ruben Amorim, before delivering a speech to the squad and first-team staff. That is something Amorim has introduced this season. Transfer battle. Manchester United are confident of keeping hold of JJ Gabriel despite Barcelona stepping up their efforts to sign the academy starlet. The 15-year-old and his family have been guests of Barcelona at the Nou Camp on at least one occasion recently and were given a tour of the facilities as the Catalan club try and woo the United teenager. Their interest in Gabriel is long-standing. Gabriel has met Barcelona players during his visits to the Spanish city, and it has been made clear that the club would like to bring him to their iconic La Masia academy at some point in the future. The England under-16 international has long been talked about as one of the best talents to emerge from the United academy in recent seasons, but his goal-scoring exploits for the under-18s have seen him enter the wider consciousness this season. Good morning. Hello and welcome to our live press conference blog. Amorim will speak to the media at 1:30 p.m. today as he looks ahead of Thursday's Old Trafford clash with West Ham. We can expect an update on injuries with Cunha in contention to return to the squad against West Ham, and there will also be an update on the availability of Nasser Mazraoui, Ahmad and Brian Bumo around the Africa Cup of Nations. Keep across this blog throughout the day for updates from Carrington. Thank you for listening.